We're live.
Live?
Hello there.
Hi, I'm Skeletoni.
I'm Taylor of Terror.
And this is the Great Plot Podcast. Well, this is the first time we've done this. Presents, yeah. So recently we were invited to take part in an escape room here in a neighboring city in Tacoma, Washington, by the name of the Freighthouse Station escape room. They have 2 rooms now. Whereas they used to have one, and the one we actually did it was their original run through, which is based on the history of H.H. Holmes. Apparently, this was originally 6 rooms.
Yeah.
And after talking to people that worked there, it sounded like when they originally started, it was really complicated. Like, they didn't really go into detail about exactly what was complicated about it, aside from the fact that it was 6 rooms long.
He said they had, what, a 92% fail rate?
Yeah. And it's like, you go in and you have sort of, like, you maybe go in with a little bit of bravado. Like, you kind of think that you're going to, it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be no problem. I'm a smart person.
Yeah.
But once you actually get in there, it's actually pretty challenging. But, even if you don't succeed, it's all kind of part of the fun. Mm-hmm. Like, even if you don't win, it's still fun. But if everybody's losing, that's when you kind of start to lose interest.
Well, yeah, I mean, then all the word of mouth is going to be, oh, it's too hard, I don't even bother.
Right. But yeah, so we were invited to come and check it out in return for doing this. But no, we're very honored to be asked. And we went and checked it out last weekend. Brought the gals along. We were originally supposed to have a crew of 4, and they usually do groups of 6. I think on average, they said. But we only had the four with us. And so when they cut it down, in half. The escape room is now 3 rooms, and they're all pretty challenging. And, we were talking to the people that work there, and so let me start out by saying this place is it's different in that it's not a for-profit company. They have an exclusive partnership with is it the
food bank.
The local food bank. Geez, they're gonna be.
I don't think he ever gave us a name. He just kept saying the food bank.
It's sorry. We'll put a link to it. It's a local food bank in, I think, Tacoma. And all their profits go to the food bank. So this is operated entirely by volunteers. There are no paid employees working here.
Also, the people that set this up are the people who used to run the Puget Sound Asylum.
The Pierce County
Asylum, which is a local haunted attraction,
right?
Which is still up and running, but it's no longer these people running it. They've moved on to do this,
right? The other room that they offer is based on Grimm fairy tales, which apparently is more family oriented. I thought that was kind of funny because if you actually read Grimm's fairy tales,
they're grim.
They're fucking grim. It's not just a clever name, or it's an ironic name, I guess.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, so we don't want to get too far into the rooms themselves.
We don't want to give away their secrets.
Right. But tips that were given to us is, before we actually went in, was don't overthink it. And I feel like maybe we all did.
Probably.
Because, once we realized what the secrets were and how, what all the clues and how to unlock things, is just like, yeah, duh. I mean, I was trying to look for something deeper than was just staring me in the face. But yeah, I mean, the rooms themselves, there are a lot of, just combination locks. Just basically anybody that hasn't been into an escape room before, it's you find a clue and you find what it unlocks. you open that and you go to another clue. Now, what was challenging about this one, I thought, was that there were a lot of clues that didn't really. It wasn't immediately obvious what the next clue was supposed to lead to.
Yeah. So this one, you get a guide that goes with you from room to room.
Right.
Most escape rooms, you just go by yourself and there's somebody watching you on a camera. And some of them you can ask for a clue and there'll be like a screen or something on the wall that'll show a clue. But this one, you can just ask the person that's in the room. And our guide, his name was Vu, he spoke in riddles. And at times it got really, really frustrating.
Yeah.
Because he would give you a clue and he'd be like, what the fuck does that mean?
Just give me the answer. And we could ask as many yes or no questions as we wanted. And we were allowed a total of 4 clues.
Yeah, Tony earned us an extra clue.
That's right. Because I guessed correctly what Mrs. Brady did for a living.
Tony's Brady Bunch knowledge helped us out in this situation. Finally.
Hey, you know what? People told me growing up, oh, that TV is going to rot your brain. Well, who's laughing now?
We got an extra clue. Such a raging clue right now.
But yeah, on average, you get 3 clues. And so, that factors out to be essentially 1 clue per room. And I think we used one in the first room. Did we use another one in the second room? I think
we used all 3. Or we used 3 of the 4. I think we used 1 in each room.
Right. We used 2 in the last room. I remember.
Did we? Okay, then we used all 4.
Yeah, we said, we've got 4 clues. We're running out of time, so let's just fucking use it. But yeah, so it's basically the theme is like I said, it's H.H. Holmes, and it takes place in Murder Castle. Now, if you're not familiar with H.H. Holmes, then you haven't been watching a lot of TV, which is fine. Nobody can blame you for that. But H.H. Holmes was America's first serial killer. He operated out of Chicago, Illinois. There's a lot of recent speculation with some circumstantial evidence, or some things that lead people to believe that he may have actually been Jack the Ripper as well. But he operated out of Chicago, Illinois during the years of the World's Fair, or the year of and surrounding the World's Fair. And he designed this hotel where he would bring victims in. He would get them to rent rooms from him, and in this building, he had constructed secret tunnels, secret rooms, secret dungeons, all using like different contractors. Like he would use, like, something that he would do is hire a contractor who would then hire a subcontractor. He'd tell the contractor to fire the subcontractor, and then he'd fire the contractor, just so nobody would really know what was going on. Nobody finished one project alone. It was very convoluted, and very clever. Like, it was scary clever. And I forget exactly how many people he confessed to murdering more people than were actually discovered.
27, I believe.
Anyway, so and he was also a physician. So it takes place in 3 rooms of the murder castle. And there's a lot of, there's actually, I guess it's 2 rooms of the murder castle, and then 1 room. Do you want to give that away? The last room?
Is that not part of the murder castle?
No.
I just figured it was.
Because they kind of told us what it was before we went in, but I don't know if it would be necessarily like a spoiler.
I don't think so, because they talk. It's listed on the website what they do. So
okay. Well, first 2 rooms are in the murder castle, and the third one is actually Catherine Eddowes' room in Whitechapel, London. Catherine Eddowes was obviously one of the victims of Jack the Ripper. So it's set up in a way where, all the clues that you need to get out of the room are on the walls. They're in suitcases and roll top desks and all those different kinds of things just pile up around these rooms. It's very interesting.
Yeah, quite.
Anything to add?
One thing that's kind of interesting about this is you have a time limit on each room.
Right. 15 minutes?
I think it was 20.
Was it 20?
Okay. It may have been different in each room, actually. But if you don't make it, you still get to go to the next room.
Right.
Which is something I was worried about. I was like, if we run out of time, is that just like, it's over, sorry, bye.
Well, yeah, and that, so people pay $40 a head to go in here. And so something that they do is actually it's 50% discount for service people, military, police, firemen, or fire people, firefighters.
There you go.
I couldn't think of the androgynous term. So it's $40 a head for normies and and $20 a head for service people, which is really cool. But yes, so my point of that is if you're paying $40 a head and you can only do one room, that's fucked up.
You're gonna be a little pissed, yeah.
It's like I want 2/3 of my money back.
We finished the first room with 6 seconds left?
Yeah. Like you guys were reading off the combination of the lock to me as the time was ticking down. And it's like, ding, okay, got it, let's go. And I think we're pretty much doing the same thing in the second room.
The second room, so we didn't make it, guys.
No, we didn't make the third room.
We didn't make second or third.
We didn't get the second?
No, the second you got the last clue, but we hadn't opened the door yet when time ran out.
Oh, okay. I guess I forgot that part. I pointed it out. Yeah, like I said, it's very challenging. Like the first clue that you guys were working on, you and Lynn, I mean, you must have been working on just that clue for almost the entire time we were in the first room.
That was the one where he kept saying the same thing. And I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, and it's like
just saying it again is not helping.
And that clue was the key to opening or like basically getting us out of the room.
Yeah.
My wife and I were going around the room looking for other clues, other things we could unlock, and like nothing was working. So it's like it was what you guys were working on was what you needed to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I just kind of wandered around the room trying to look like I was doing something. But it's like, you guys were on a roll. And by the time I was realizing, okay, well, this is what we need to focus on, like I couldn't follow what the hell you guys were doing. And I didn't want to interrupt what you were doing because you're clearly on a roll.
Yeah, like Tony said, you can ask as many yes or no questions you want. So basically we would do something, be like, is this right? And you'd be like, no.
Yeah, that one clue he kept giving, like think of go fish.
Yeah.
It's just like,
that was the one. I'm like,
what?
I'm like, I know what you're trying to parlay to me, but it doesn't make sense in this context.
Oh, anyway, but like I said, it was a lot of fun. Very challenging. I have to wonder if you have more minds in it, if it's actually more of a challenge.
This is your first escape room, right?
Yeah.
See, I've done a handful, and sometimes it can be, too many cooks in the kitchen,
mm-hmm.
and you got one person trying to, put in a code or something, and 3 people yelling 3 different things at them.
Yeah,
it can be confusing, but at the same time, it's also, you can have people scatter and look at all over the room
mm-hmm.
to try and find different clues.
Yeah, and one of the people we worked with, or that was working there that we talked with, he was telling us that a lot of times, because a group that went in, there was a bit of a scheduling mix-up with us being there, and like another group walked in right when we thought we were supposed to go in. I mean, that's neither here nor there, but they were a group of what, about 8 people?
I think 8, yeah.
And when we got out, they said that they didn't succeed either. And he's telling us that these big groups, you've got so many people with so many different lines of thought that nothing's really meshing, and so it leads to failure because nobody's really cooperating. But yeah, for my first escape room, it was, I mean, parts of it are obviously what I was expecting as far as an escape room, but some of it was different. The others, how many other escape rooms have you done?
3.
And did they have like a theme like this one did?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they usually do. This is the first one I've been to that's actually like a historical theme.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one in downtown Tacoma or downtown Seattle, and the theme is like you have to try and get this person's will.
Okay.
And then escape the room. And then we went to one in Pennsylvania, which I think was like the same story. I think it was another one about getting somebody's will. Or maybe, no, that one we were robbers and we were trying to get the guy's money and then escape before the cops showed up. So yeah, they always have themes. This is the first one I've been to where it's basically like 3 different escape rooms in one.
Okay, so I mean,
usually it's one continuous thing.
How do you mean?
Like the one that I went to in Seattle, you walk in and there's one room, and then once you have to figure out how to escape that room, and then it's just the time just keeps going. It doesn't reset when you go to the next room.
Okay.
So once you escape that room, you go into the other room, and then there's like a trap door into the next room. That's the last room. But it's one continuous time.
Okay.
So that one it is. If you don't get out of the first room, that's it. But you still get your hours worth.
Okay. See, I mean, that's how I thought this one was going to be. Like I knew it would be timed, obviously, but I thought it was just going to be one continuous time.
Yeah, all the other ones I've been to are one continuous.
Okay. Well, so I guess that one this kind of gives you a bit of a reprieve in a way, in that it has 3 different times. There are three different timers. I mean, you're obviously limited to a total allotment of time, but it's like if you're in one room for too long, it's like, okay, well, let's move you along to the next one just so you can get to all of them, because that's the other thing about this. Like they said, they've got a constant line of customers, day in and day out. I think it sounded like, I mean, obviously the weekend was a busy time for them, but
sure.
Even during the week, they have a lot of people in there. They're open every day, except for Tuesday, according to their website. And I can't remember the exact times, but we'll include their link, obviously, so you can go check them out. And I think that's kind of it. I had a lot of fun. The girls had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. My biggest pet peeve about it, if anything, was that everything was combination locks.
Yeah, that was hard, especially because I've got clumsy fingers.
They were not easy to turn. They're like they're not like this kind.
Yeah,
they're like rows, and there's 5 numbers or something.
Yeah,
and it's really hard to just turn one of those without turning 2 or 3.
Exactly, and they give you 2 flashlights, or they give you a flashlight per group of 2 to encourage you to work in teams. So there were 4 of us, so we had 2 flashlights. But I think like at times, like me and my wife ended up with both of them, or like you and
I remember having to like chase you down at one point, and just being like, "I need the fucking flashlight."
Yeah, but it's like how many people have held these fucking, like my first inclination was to like put it in my mouth while I'm trying to do a combination. But it's like, God, how many people have held these?
I finally had to do that.
Really?
I was like, I'm trying to do this, and I'm like, this isn't working. I was like, I knew I didn't want to do it, but I'm like, I have no choice.
Yeah.
I'm still here, so
yeah. But it's like, yeah, so
I do this weird thing.
Yeah, so I'm holding the flash like this, trying to turn these tumblers in the fucking pitch black. Well, it was pitch black, but it was very dark in there. Like, you could manage without the flashlight, but it was very difficult.
The lights flicker.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, I mean, like everything's a challenge in there. There was nothing easy about it.
I would like to have seen more puzzles. It's just a lot of like find the combination and then enter.
I mean, as somebody doing it, it was very frustrating. But I think if I were to watch somebody do it,
Probably be funny.
it would probably be funny because there are so many red herrings in the rooms, so many false clues that don't lead anywhere. At least, or no, I guess that's not the case because they changed the locks.
Yeah, and he told us there's multiple combinations, like multiple ways out. So there, one clue, you might see one clue that you never find the combination for, but you're still able to get out of the room. That doesn't mean that clue doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, maybe it does. I don't know.
But what they did tell us is they change up the locks. You're never, if you go in there twice, you're not going to work with the same locks 2 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And so he says, you go in there and the clues that you think had nothing to do with what you're doing could apply to the next group going through. So, yeah, the odds are very stacked against you, but it's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, thanks again to Freighthouse for letting us come and check it out. We had a lot of fun. I know the ladies appreciate it too. So go and check them out. They are on. Oh, I can't remember their address. I'm bad with addresses.
They're at the Freighthouse complex in Tacoma, near the Tacoma Dome. It's a big complex.
Big fucking place.
It is kind of hard to find though, because there's no markings outside other than like a little sign that's about this big.
I kind of liked that though. It almost seemed like it was like I don't know, kind of a speakeasy type thing.
Yeah.
Like a place you're not really supposed to know about. But yeah.
Yeah, again, we'll post their website. It'll have their hours and their address and everything on it. Yeah. And yeah, it's a good time if you're down in Tacoma. I would recommend checking it out if you're into escape rooms. I don't think there's a lot of them in Tacoma.
There's a few, but not many. I mean, to find I think a lot of them, you'd have to go up to Seattle.
There's not really a lot in Seattle either.
I can only think of one off the top of my head.
I can think of at least 3.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, go check out their website. Like Taylor said, hours, all the information you'll need. And go check it out. They said they do accept walk-ins because they want everybody to have fun. They don't want to turn people away, but I think it's probably highly recommended that you set an appointment. And tell them the Grave Plot podcast sent you. Maybe they'll give you a discount. Probably not. It's worth a shot.
But if you head over to our Instagram and tag a friend that might want to go, you can win one of these fancy T-shirts.
Yeah,
from them.
Show them the back.
It's H.H. Holmes.
Hey. All right. So that's going to do it for us, guys. Be sure to check out our next episodes and all that good stuff. And until next time, I'm Skeletoni.
I'm Taylor of Terror.
This has been Grave Plot Presents. We'll catch you later.